coaster that I ended up on. Over the course of the year, I'd say there are 4 main things that have driven my presidency with APHA. Number 1, embracing change. That was my mantra at the beginning of the year, as several things were scheduled to begin. SC 325 went into play, where the solids showed with the regular registry horses, and the world didn't end. Pain points rolled out. The first half, we had a total payout of $422,044, which equated to $13.21 per point. We paid 1,628 point earners that averaged almost 20 points each. 77% of the horses that competed in youth and AMI classes earned paint points. On the second half, the total payout was bigger because we included the World Show, Eastern and Western Nationals, and the Halter Million. So our total payout was $455,598, which paid $11.35 a point, and we paid 1,921 point earners that averaged 21 points each. Woo. And that, even with that large payout, was 69% of the horses that competed in youth and AMI classes. So now, for more change, you asked for it, open points will be included in the paint points. Woo! Additionally, the long-awaited color bonus is active, with $300,000 going towards just that. And all you have to do is sign up your horse that has 12 inches or more of white from a standing position and show. It definitely pays to be paint. Woo! $1 million into these programs this year. Something to keep in mind is that only 8% of our membership shows, so it's a huge investment in the showing community. We survived the World Show, even with the Will Rogers Coliseum under construction. Although there was about a 10% decrease in overall entries, there were 3 areas that excelled. Walk trot entries were up almost 24%. Novice Ranch Amateur increased by 28%. And PB Rip had over 100 horses in their classes. And if you were there, you know we had an air-conditioned practice trail arena and another practice pen down by the swine barns with AC. Ooh. The assignment process for the advisory committees was changed. I sent you a form early last year to complete that allowed you to tell us what you are interested in with regards to APHA's strategic plan, the pillars that roll up to it, and the advisory committees associated to it. And those who completed the form showed their interest and were the ones assigned to committees. We respected your time and that of staff's, and we cut most of the committee meetings back to quarterly. For the first time in at least my leadership years, all committees made quorum and all achieved the majority of their priorities. And finally, the big unanticipated change. Just when I thought I was on the downward slide, ready to coast into the new year, Dave went on to bigger pastures. It was definitely not something I expected when I took on the presidency, but many thanks to Kurt for stepping in as the interim CEO. Number 2, be curious, not judgmental. Show of hands, who remembers this from last year? For those who weren't here, I kind of called out some social media trolling, and I promise I'll be nicer today. But I'm going to say, you guys listened. The Facebook follies were few and far between in 2025. In fact, we've seen mostly positive posts now on pain points, and actually the biggest churn I've seen is recently regarding the total number of rule change proposals we had, which was a lot, 43, and all the ones associated to walk trot, which we've talked about the last 2 days. It is sometimes enough to make your head spin, but you ultimately are the ones that are going to be voting on all of these. Number 3, the right lead. Based on the number of you that commented about leadership on your committee form, I created a new task force at the beginning of the year to focus on leadership development. It was led by Colonel David Lands and includes the Badger, Tina Shanahan. If you were here Friday, you know. Lisa LaPlace, Jennifer Kreitz, and myself. Who here attended Tina's Lessons from the Herd on Friday?
Woo, woo.
It was great and relevant, right? We also had short reels addressing leadership throughout the year and watch for additional training opportunities coming up, including webinars, live and pre-recorded, and more video content is the right stuff. I had the privilege of attending a leadership development show seminar in Prague in January. Irene and I did a tag team course on leadership, including discussions on the competence curve and servant leadership. It was awesome to be able to interact with current and future leaders from all over the world, including those from other organizations within our industry. We collaborated with AQHA, NRHA, and NSBA. I want to thank all the state directors, all of you, for your perseverance, dedication, and passion for the horses we love and our association. I know it's no small feat to take 3 to 4 days this time of year to be here. I'm also aware that there are some of you newly elected as 2026 state directors that have never been a director before. Can you guys raise your hand?
Woo!
And you haven't even started your term yet, but I appreciate the fact that you're here seeing what it's all about. A huge thank you to this board. You guys stuck it out through the short and long meetings. I'm not bragging, but 5 hours was our longest. And I will say, one of the things that I'm really glad about not being president in the future is sitting still in front of a camera for that long with a neutral look on your face. It is really good practice for being a poker player, so maybe I ought to start doing that. APHA staff, all of you, you guys are the best. I've had the privilege of knowing some of you. Of knowing some of you even better than ever. Jennifer, thanks for keeping me on track and always being there. And Kurt, I sure appreciate your dedication and the fact that you stepped up when we needed you. If nothing else, I know y'all have learned one key thing about me. Don't ask me to speak in front of a group of people without advance notice. So I would like it if everyone from the staff can stand, and then together let's give them a big round of applause. Backbone of our association. I've leaned on a few past presidents over this last year. You guys know who you are, and I wouldn't have made it without you. I feel lucky to call you all my friends now, which is not something that ends with my presidency. This job, this volunteer job, is not always easy, and it certainly helps to have others that have been there, done that. I'm not gonna lie, this has been a tough year. I think pretty much everyone here knew my dad, Harvey Jones, and losing him while keeping all the plates in the air, it was rough. I had some moments in his last couple weeks where I considered stepping away from APHA, but that is not something Harvey would have ever wanted me to do. So it is my honor today to introduce you to some of my family. Can you guys stand, please? Diane's mom. My sister, Robin Lewis. My niece, Sarah Watson. It's their first time in Fort Worth, and it makes my heart happy. And yeah, Brian's back too. He sat down, but you should sit back out, Brian. Come on, Brian. Again, imagine that. And he's actually probably had the hardest year, taking care of the horses, the very senior dachshunds, and Max, the Chihuahua, who's a handful just on his own, while I've been gallivanting around the country. So for those that were here last year, you know I'm kind of a Ted Lasso fan. But I'll be brutally honest and say before the dart scene last year, I hadn't watched a full Ted Lasso episode. Now, I've seen them all, and I can't wait for the new season to come out. So I thought it was fitting that my outgoing speech should essentially close the loop and include another couple of memorable moments from Ted. So Allison can go ahead and please play the first part. So believe we will get better. To believe in yourself, that's the fundamental to being alive. I think in many cases, other people see it in us, but we just can't see it in ourselves. This is very personal, but something that I think is important to share. As most of you know, my dad died from complications of dementia. It is a heartbreaking thing to see. The worst of it was that over the last year or so, he no longer believed in himself. He didn't think he'd made a difference, or that all the years that he was involved in the horse world, people remembered him or what he'd done. But guess what? He did make a difference. After he passed, we posted notices and pictures on social media, as did APHA, which our family was extremely grateful for. The stories that came out of that, along with the conversations that I had with people from all over the country, were amazing. He made a difference. He just didn't realize it or believe it. But darn it, if only he could have seen how people really saw him. And that's how we need to look at ourselves. We're gonna play the second half of this now, which is actually the very end of the whole Ted Lasso series to date. And for me, what Ted says to the team is very much how I feel about my last year in APHA, except I still really don't know much about soccer. So Allison, can you please play it? So believe, that is it. Number 4, believe in yourself. Believe in those working hard to make things better. Staff, the board, all of you. Believe in APHA. There really aren't a lot of places like the American Paint Horse Association. This has been an extraordinary year, and I want to thank all of you for believing in me. Thank you so much, everyone. The president is the chief elected officer of the association, representing the entire membership. The president presides at all board meetings, state directors, and membership meetings of the association, requiring an orderly procedure at all times. You have been elected by the American Paint Horse Association as president for the ensuing year. In fulfilling your office, the responsibilities assumed must always be readily accepted and your duties performed thoroughly and impartially, always with the best interests and advancement of the association in mind. Please place your right hand on the Bible. Oh, raise your right hand. I did this last year. Raise your right hand and put your left hand on the Bible. And respond, I do, to the following obligation. Do you, Mike Holloway, as President of the American Paint Horse Association, solemnly swear to faithfully discharge and fulfill the duties of the office to the best of your abilities?
I do.
Do you hereby promise to place the needs of the membership first and foremost and to adhere to the stated purpose of the association?
I do.
Do you pledge to preserve, to protect, and to aid the purposes and goals and to record the history of the association to the best of your ability?
I do.
Do you hereby agree to adhere to the association bylaws, rules, and regulations to be certain that they are enforced for the common good and to monitor the financial objectives and obligations?
I do.
Do you promise to abide by the covenants and guidelines of conduct as set forth for the Board of Directors of the American Paint Horse Association? Congratulations, Mike. It is now my honor to introduce your new APHA President, Mike Holloway.